just a little history about Boresight. Our primary focus is around cloud professional services to small and mid-sized businesses, really working with the businesses from their overall cloud strategy, their planning, implementation, and support for their overall infrastructure. We really see the value, as well as most customers these days see the value that cloud computing is not only a way to save costs and minimize the overall maintenance of running a business today, but it's really just becoming the standard practice, whether we know it or not. And Boresight is committed to that vision with our customers. We have grown a little bit. We have 7 employees, primarily all out of Seattle. Actually, all of us are out of Seattle. More than 200 migrations with focus in the financial services, manufacturing, education vertical. Across a lot of our customer base, we're realizing that Office 365 and Dropbox coexist, meaning that they're both are in these organizations, and how these organizations want to bring these together or how they want to leverage them really differs. And what we're seeing is there's 2 different types of customers that are looking at a better together story. And that's what this slide is designed to articulate here. It's designed to kind of show the different capabilities or features that these different customers are looking for. And we label these customers in just the label Boresight put on them, a standard customer and an advanced customer. So if we take a look at the standard customer, it really starts with a file server replacement. 95% of customers are looking at Dropbox and saying, how do we move all of this content off of a file server? And that's kind of the first step of getting that content to the cloud. The other capability that they're looking for is being able to administer Dropbox itself. So putting the administration into the IT's hands, so companies aren't losing that vital intellectual property of documents and content. It's very common that every employee already probably has a Dropbox, but that's their personal Dropbox. And do you really want the company's assets being put into that personal Dropbox? And that's the conversation that's being had. Companies want to open up and allow for Dropbox to be a valuable solution, but also need to make sure, can we manage that through our IT? Can we ensure that that content stays within our organization? Secure corporate document sharing. That goes hand in hand with the IT administration. Access from anywhere and any device, the basic capabilities of cloud computing, getting away from the VPN or only being able to access documents through a specific device. This next one is relatively unique or new. It's a new phrase that I've kind of come up with, and that is work how you want policy. And so when I look at my standard customers or our advanced customers, there seems to be something common between them, and that is they want employees to be able to use Dropbox if they find that an easy way to get their job done. Some customers some employees may want to use OneDrive, may want to use SharePoint, but it seems like corporations are starting to take the concept that, at the end of the day, they have a business to run, profitability to maintain, and efficiencies to bring to their business. And if they have the tools, if the employees have the tools to get that job done, that's what they actually want to support. So I call it the work how you want policy is also driving this better together story. The big difference is, and I only put 3 of them, the advanced customers I'm starting to see have significant investments in SharePoint, and they have Dropbox. So those companies that have invested heavily in SharePoint most definitely want to look at hey, how can I use these 2 technologies together versus standardizing on just SharePoint or just Dropbox. They want to bring the 2 technologies together. The advanced users may also have complex workflows. They've built complex workflows in SharePoint, once again, part of that investment. So you want to continue that investment in that, but you also want to open up the Dropbox capabilities to those employees that want to use that. Compliance and regulatory. That's another big difference. Once again, something that SharePoint has a little bit more robust, or I would say mature compliance and regulatory. And they see that as, once again, an investment they've made, and the better together story just makes a lot more sense. So hopefully when you look at the different options that I went through, maybe some of these resonate with you, maybe you fall in that category. But I just wanted to set the stage that across our vast customer base, these are kind of the different things we're seeing that are making the Better Together story real world. And at this point, I'll hand it over to Kelly, and she'll dive into the capabilities of Better Together.
Awesome. Thanks, Aaron. Appreciate it. So I'm going to switch over here and take over the presenter role. Want to quickly just go through the quick story of the Microsoft and Dropbox partnership and how we actually formed such a strong partnership today. So and a lot of these things that we talk about through these slides, Lindsay is going to be able to cover in a demo presentation at the end. So keep that in mind. We'll be able to show you the workflows as well. Office 365 is the productivity suite that businesses around the world rely on. And Dropbox Business is our collaboration platform that employees choose to sync and share their most important work. So today we have, there are 17 million users leveraging shared integrations and also 1 billion Office files edited each week. So it's really important to see, how many people are using Microsoft Office, but then also, being able to use those documents in a way that they want with a tool like Dropbox. Microsoft recognized Dropbox as a leader in file sync and share space, and of course we knew that how widely used Microsoft Office is, so we were able to team up and build this amazing partnership. We are Microsoft's first partner and still stand as Microsoft's deepest integration when it comes to file and share. Satya Nadella put it best when he said, "Together, Microsoft and Dropbox will provide our shared customers with flexible tools that put them at the center for the way they live and work today." So the first component of our partnership is a deep Office 365 integration on mobile. And this integration really allows you to edit and sync Office files from the Dropbox mobile app, but also access Dropbox files from the Office app. So for example, if you open a PowerPoint file in your Dropbox to edit it, and the file will open in PowerPoint Online where you can edit it as well. So there's no need to log in. Here we have the Dropbox badge feature. So Dropbox and Microsoft work together to build the badge feature, which is exclusively available for teams that have Office and Dropbox. The Dropbox badge enables team members to collaborate on files natively in Word, PowerPoint, and Excel. So collaborators can see who else is viewing their file and update it to the latest version with just one click. So this really enhances the power to be able to collaborate effectively amongst teams. I also have a co-editing feature with Office Online. And this is the latest evolution of our partnership that brings real-time collaboration to the files in your Dropbox through Microsoft Office Online. This started in early this year of January 2016, and so this means that you can now open these files directly from Dropbox to Office Online and edit it in your browser alongside with your colleagues in your shared folder. This is something that Lindsay will later show today. And it's super, super powerful. And these changes that you make are automatically saved back to your file in Dropbox. Not sure if you use Active Directory, but if a company uses the Microsoft Active Directory, you can leverage the Dropbox Group API to manage its employees automatically. So new employees are instantly part of the right group on Dropbox and have access to the files and folders that they need from their first day of work. So it's a really easy and seamless way to be able to move over groups into Dropbox, and there's less hassle with that. Here's a good example of how a large hospitality company can use Dropbox and the Groups API to expedite their onboarding process. So let's say that they have high turnover, which means that there's a lot of time spent onboarding new employees. They also have a distributed staff all across their hotel location, which makes it really hard to give everyone access to the content they need in an organized way. So Groups essentially makes it easier for the IT manager to give new employees access to the right files instead of sharing multiple folders with each new employee. This essentially helps the corporate office manage the distributed chain of hotels and make sure that their employees have access to relevant information. For IT at the headquarters, they can be able to manage all these groups through the admin console, which is located in the Dropbox business account. Quickly want to go over the end user experience. In November 2014, we formed a partnership with the team at Microsoft to bring our shared users a better experience with Office and Outlook. So we're going to go through a quick scenario with Ted. He works at a company that relies heavily on Microsoft Office files for productivity, but also loves how easy it is to work on Dropbox for Business with sharing, syncing, and collaborating on those exact files. While on his way to the office, Ted can edit a Word doc on his Android phone through the Dropbox and Microsoft app. His edits are saved and synced immediately to his PC at work, but then also his Mac at home. So Dropbox is platform agnostic, so whether you want to work on your phone, your tablet, your laptop, whether it's a Mac or a PC, Dropbox fits within all of that. Let's say you're onboarding a new employee. So Ted's new colleague, Sarah, is starting today, but Ted's company uses Microsoft Active Directory to manage its employees. So through the easy-to-navigate groups page and API integration, Ted can make sure that Sarah is instantly a part of the right group and has access to all the files and folders that she needs. Lastly, when working from a Microsoft file on his desktop, Ted can use the Dropbox badge to see who else is working on the file, as well as a copy of a shared link for that file. So this essentially means that Ted can quickly send off the file to his client without ever having to open a web browser. This is something that's used amongst all of our Dropbox customers, and the badge feature is super awesome, as well as being able to work online through Office 365. Lindsay's going to go a little bit more in detail into that. Lindsay, would you want to take over?
Sure, I'd be happy to. Give me just a second to go ahead and pull up my screen. What I'm looking at is kind of different ways to access Dropbox through my laptop here. So here I have my Finder window. So this has all of my folders and files that I need to kind of get work done. And then on the left-hand side, I have the Dropbox website. So depending on how you or your employees like to work, you have a lot of different options, as well as mobile, which we will not show today, but Kelly spoke about a moment ago. So let's say, for example, that I would like to add this Excel sheet into this Project Infinite folder. It's as simple as just dragging and dropping the document. You can see here the sync icon is now indicating that this particular file is being synced, and the green check mark indicates that it is now synced with my Dropbox folder and anyone else that's a member of this Project Infinite folder. One really nice thing with Dropbox is that we can handle any size or type of file, as well as being used on any type of device. So it gives you a lot of flexibility. At this point, now that I've kind of added some files to this folder, let's say that I actually want to extend an invitation to additional members of my team. If I right-click and select Share, I can actually share this folder directly from the from the desktop, again, without ever having to pull up the website. So if I wanted to share perhaps maybe with my Dropbox account, you can see that that's actually external, so it noticed that, as well as the marketing department, which would be a group of individuals. I can do that, again, directly from the desktop. Let's actually switch over to the website to show some of the functionality there. Again, I'll go into this same Project Infinite folder. And take, for example, this meeting note document. If I go ahead and click on this, it's going to pull up a preview of this document. With Dropbox, you can actually preview over 140 different file types directly from the website. So here I can see the file. I can also see any comments that have been made on this particular document. So you can see here, while we've just been sitting here, Kelly actually just added a new comment. So basically giving me some feedback on the document in real time. If I wanted to actually ask her to go ahead and make some changes, I can do so and even tag her so that she'll get notified. This is a great way to kind of collaborate in real time on any type of file. Moving into some of the other integrations with Microsoft, you can see the open button up here in the upper right-hand corner. First and foremost, we have, again, the ability to edit, either through the desktop or online. So let's start and show you what the online version looks like. So if I click to actually open this document online, it'll automatically take me over to Office Online, where I'll be able to start making changes to this meeting document. You can see here, Kelly is actually in this document at the same time, and I can actually see those updates that I just asked her to make. Perfect. So now we kind of know that this is the particular updates that need to happen to this document. Like if I click back, it's automatically going to save the changes that Kelly and I were just making, which again will be reflected here on the website. So you can see there, those are the two updates that Kelly just made. A lot of us still do, however, prefer to get work done on the website, or excuse me, on the desktop. So if I click open here and select open in Microsoft Word, oops, it automatically pulled up my local copy of this particular file. Here again, I can start making changes to this particular document. So those are just a couple of the ways that you can use Dropbox and Microsoft together.